BTC is hanging by a thread. It just confirmed a weekly rejection, and now it's sitting on its last major support shelf before a potential flush to $100,000 or lower. In today's breakdown, I'll show you the critical levels that must hold, why volume is lying to you, and how smart money is quietly repositioning itself behind the scenes. Let's get into it. Starting off with Bitcoin, looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin rejected off the local trend line at 108.5 thousand. It's now sitting right at the confluence zone between 104 and 103,000. It's at 104,357 to be exact at these moments. We've been as low as 103. We lost 104 today. We wicked down to 103.7, let's say. If we lose 103,000, the price enters a low volume pocket. 98,000 becomes the magnet. 98,000, by the way, is down here. Okay, down here. RSI currently at 50, falling, and one-day candle is flirting with a breakdown from the bull flag. On the weekly, this was last week, the weekly candle that closed red. It ends a 7-week streak of just nothing but green. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rejected at the wedge top, still above the 21-week EMA, which we don't show here, and the weekly OBV is starting to flatten. The RSI is also curling down, currently at 61.92. So what all that means is momentum is stalling, guys. 103,000 is now the line between controlled chop and panic flush. If we lose it, we cascade straight into liquidity. And let's break it down, see what's going on through what the derivatives data is telling us. So now we're going to go here. BTC USD perps on the 1 day for Binance. Okay, CVD right now negative 306.372 thousand. That confirms heavy sell pressure via market orders. OI currently at 81.853 thousand, slightly down, which means de-risking by longs. And the funding down here is at 0.0045, still positive, but not aggressive long chasing. And on the 4 hours, what does this tell us? CVD currently at 10.34 thousand, some short-term spot bids. OI flat, no new commitments, and funding pretty much the same, unchanged. Futures volume on the 24-hour chart is up 40%, but driven by fear and liquidations. Historically, still high, but not yet capitulation. Liquidation heat map, cluster stack at 103, 102, and 100 down here. Thin liquidity zones between, which means confirms flush risk if 103,000 breaks. Don't want to lose that area. Options data, let's see what that tells us. I'll break it down at the end, guys. Okay, at the segment. Max pain, we're looking at 104, 106,000. We're below it right now, which pressures longs. Okay, so that pressures the longs. Gamma exposure, negative below 105,000, dealers likely hedging down, and the smile chart put premiums rising, which means defensive positioning is growing. What do all these charts mean? Derivatives aren't betting on upside. This is a risk-off posture. Dealers are likely selling into price to hedge gamma, and whales are offloading into retail bids. As long as ETF flows stay red, we have no institutional floor. And last week, ETFs finished the week on two red days, guys. Grok smart money. So I look at Grok, I ask it some prompts and questions, and it gives me information that we process. Okay, so this is what Grok tells us. Whales, net sellers for 5+ sessions, confirmed on CVD. Options flows defensive, more puts stacking around 100,000. Dealers selling spot or futures to hedge gamma. This amplifies downside. And retail buying dips, absorbing whale exits. The macro view is risk-off biased returning. Institutions are currently not buying. So what all that means is smart money is still offloading risk. Retail is providing the exit liquidity, and that rarely ends well without a catalyst reversal. Catalyst reversal can come, and I think that it will. Just a matter of time. I think right now, more than anything, it's going to prove to just be sideways chop, but I'm giving you guys what the data is telling us. ETFs, let's take a look at what the macro is saying. The DXY at 98.74, the dollar is dropping fast, but crypto is ignoring it, and that in itself is a red flag, guys. Yields 10-year rising at 4.46 2%. Capital is fleeing into safety. Or maybe just the start. We'll see. We really have to get above here, I would think, or else it's more consolidation. But something to keep an eye on. The VIX, 2-year looks like this, by the way. Same type of thing. Okay, very similar. The VIX, what does the VIX tell us? It's at 18.57. Let's take a look at this in the daily. There it is, 18.57. Let's go back really quickly, look at the yeah, okay. Yeah, same thing on the daily. VIX, I don't really see too much volatility returning. It's still looking like it could drop, or maybe it kind of starts going sideways from here, consolidating sideways from here. All right, this is where the floor might be. ETF flows, let's take a look at those. As you can see, Friday was negative $616.10 million, and outflows previous day was negative $346.80 million in outflows. So let's see what happens this week. We'll know what happens, what the numbers are at the end of today. Tonight, actually. So risk off rotation is happening across the board. Crypto is losing buyers while traditional finance goes defensive. That's really not bullish. Ethereum, let's take a look at Ethereum, and let's change this to ETF. Ethereum, we'll get to this. Let's go here first and let's take a look at Ethereum on the daily. Ethereum is still holding rising support and the 50 EMA, more like the 200 EMA, I'm sorry, misspoke, right? It's riding that 200 EMA, technically intact. Real nice sideways move right here, holding all this area of support. It hasn't flushed like Bitcoin and is showing relative strength. After the initial approval surge, Ethereum ETF inflows went quiet, but now they're ticking green again. The renewed interest could be an early signal of institutional accumulation. And what this means, and let's take a look at that ETFs right here. Last week it was all green, all right, and it's on a streak of green since the middle of last month, since May 16th, guys. All right, so it's been green for a while, so that's good, positive. Ethereum isn't leading yet, but it's not lagging either. If the inflow trend builds, Ethereum might catch a narrative tailwind before BTC finds its next leg, and that would be great for well, the altcoins that we like to look at here. Okay, the memes, base meme plays, basically base meme plays. Let's just call them that, or the Fab Four. BTC dominance and other. Let's take a look at what's going on there. One day is looking like it's sideways, right? Let's see what the weekly looks like. The weekly looks like uptrend, still uptrending. Okay, could offer short-term altcoin relief if we do start going sideways on Bitcoin dominance, but only if Bitcoin stays stable. Let's take a look at that daily again, and it looks like maybe it just might start kind of zoning in right here, right in this 50 EMA, right here. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe we'll see. Others. Let's take a look. Bouncing, relatively weak bounce on the daily, right? Let's see what happens there. And on the weekly, structure looks pressured on the weekly. Okay, we're up against this area of support, 134, 234.27 billion. So no strength yet, just reaction. And what these charts are telling us is Bitcoin still controls the market. No sign of true altcoin season unless Bitcoin breaks down or yields collapse. Now let's take a look at the meme coins, baby. Take a look at them on the daily, see what closer look is telling us. It'd be nice to hold this area right here, okay, this point of control, right at 0.031. Ideal that we don't lose that. If not, then if we do lose this area, then we could kind of find our way back down here to 2 cents, 0.025, okay? But Miggles is okay. If it does come down here, it would be a great opportunity to really accumulate hard there. Right, Miggles is going to do well. A tier one sex listing is coming for these guys. It's going to be Coinbase and probably some more. These guys work hard. So let's see what happens. It's got to hold 0.031. Toshi also doing some things, guys. Toshi also doing some things. Back to breakout zone, but it's been not really much of a bounce, right? Hopefully it starts moving sideways here, okay, and we don't go lower, right? But if we lose kind of this area right where it's at, 3052. Okay, if we lose this area, then we're probably going to test the 200 EMA right here, 3043. Okay, 3043, which would be great. I mean, maybe we lose that, hopefully not. Okay, keep this kind of uptrend intact, not losing this 3043. All right, and we don't want to go back to the point of control, but it's possible. 3034, that would be ideal. I would be loading up if I had money. Keyboard cat testing the channel bottom. Right now, it's actually just above the 50. Okay, just above the 50 EMA. It has been since it's peaked out right here on the 13th of May, just dropping. All right, so let's see where where it starts to consolidate. Hopefully it keeps this trend up, right? So we don't lose these EMAs. Ideally, we don't want to lose the EMA. We don't want to go below 0.0042. Right now we're at 0.0046. We don't want to go below 0.0042 and then start trending down, because if we do lose this area, then we're probably going to test the top of this triangle right here, which would be somewhere at around 0.031. Let's see what the rest of the market does though. Bitcoin looking like it might want to stall out, you know, take a breather. Dogging me, what are we looking at? In between EMAs, in between the 50 and the 200. Okay, let's see if it just starts oscillating here. Not bad. Again, all of these have kind of like an uptrend, right? As you can see the uptrend, the higher low, higher low, higher low, right? This one's making another triangle type of thing. All right, so let's see where we have to get past the point of control, which is at 3084, but right now we're at 30663. So really the fight is right here. Okay, so we can't even look at this yet. Downside is really I would like it not to lose too much this ascending line. It has before, right? Every time it touches, it kind of goes below it a little bit, but it comes right back, right? And on top of that, once it does that, it does kind of move up, right? So let's see if it has to do it again, and this time the move up might be nice. So if you do catch it right here, right? If it does come down to 3057, that would be great buying. Right now it's at 3063. Talking about dogging me. Dogging me is gonna kill it, guys, right? Dogging me is gonna kill it. All setups rely on Bitcoin stability. Okay, on all Fab 4, on all these 4 that I just showed you, a break of 103,000 nukes them across the board, and then that would be the buying opportunity. Okay, so my bear case. Let's take a look at some scenarios. My bear case: we lose 103, we drop down to 98,000. That becomes the target. Okay, we probably drop down there or close to it, or kind of, yeah, close to it. Okay, no ETF support, which means a flush. My base case, this is what I think is probably more likely to happen. Choppy between $102 and $106,000 range. Whales still selling, volume sketchy. So just more sideways, filling out a zone. And my bull case, we reclaim 106,000. Get above this line right here. We reclaim 106,000 with volume and dealer unwind. That would mean a short squeeze setup. Okay. And then we're back in business. We get up above 106, 107,000, guys. We're back in business. Okay, so let's see what happens. What all this means, until proven otherwise, this is a fragile range with no bullish tailwind. The risk is asymmetrical to the downside, but we're not in full breakdown yet. Okay, and honestly, we haven't even gone back to completely these levels right here. Okay, the lower level is 103. Again, it would be nice to stay just above it. We give them all this back. We gave all this back. It'd be nice to stay right here and then kind of build from here. Let's see what happens. I think we see some of this again. This market is on edge. BTC has support, but no strength. Whales are selling. Volume is rising, but for the wrong reasons. If we hold 103,000, we chop. If we lose it, the elevator down is fast, and there's no ETF safety net this time, but that could change. Stay alert. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. And don't forget to follow me and like and subscribe. Have a good one. Peace.